For decades, fans speculated, were Barry Gibb and John Lennon connected by rivalry or by something deeper? Now, at 78, the last surviving BG has finally broken his silence, revealing a story of admiration, heartbreak, and painful truth. From praise behind closed doors to one brutal comment that shattered him, Barry opens up about the mysterious bond he shared with a man who shaped his music, his identity, and his soul. This is the side of John Lennon and Barry you've never heard before. Barry Gibb was more than the falsetto king of disco. He was the emotional core of the Bee Gees, a band that sold over 120 million records and left an indelible mark on music history. Born on September 1, 1946, in Douglas, Isle of Man, Barry's journey spanned continents, genres, and decades of sound. But behind his shimmering career was a private reverence for one man, John Lennon. As a teenager in Australia, Barry was mesmerized by the Beatles. Their sound was revolutionary. But for Barry, Lennon's voice carried something deeper: defiance, freedom, and raw honesty. He represented everything I wanted to be, Barry once said. Their first encounter came in London in the late 1960s at a party filled with stars. John walked in, and the room shifted. Barry was nervous, starstruck, but Lennon surprised him. He complimented the Bee Gees' harmonies, calling them beautifully strange. It was a moment Barry carried for life, a blessing from a musical god. But years later, that praise turned to pain. Lennon dismissed the Bee Gees in a radio interview. It wasn't teasing, it was sharp. For Barry, who idolized him, it stung. John had demons, he later reflected. He pushed people away before they could get too close. That pain only deepened in 1980 when Lennon was shot and killed. Barry was in a Miami studio when he heard the news. It felt like the world stopped. He recalled, as if part of the sky had fallen. The grief ran deeper than that of a fellow artist. It was like losing a guidepost. That tragedy shifted Barry's entire outlook. After John, I stopped trying to please everyone, he said. I realized the music had to be real for me. It was a turning point. He began writing from a more vulnerable place, not for hits, but for healing. Barry would go on to lose all three of his brothers, and he in 1988, Maurice in 2003, and Robin in 2012, alone, but never empty. He poured his soul into In the Now, a deeply personal solo album that redefined his sound and purpose. Though Barry was knighted, inducted into the Hall of Fame, and praised worldwide, none of that compared to the quiet understanding he shared and lost with John Lennon. Now, in breaking his silence, Barry hasn't just cleared up rumors. He's honored a man who shaped him in silence, through grief and growth, rivalry and respect. He's shown us that even icons carry wounds, and even legends have heroes. If this story moved you, hit like, share your thoughts, and subscribe for more untold stories from music's greatest voices. One click keeps the music and the memory alive. Thanks for watching.